Hey, what's going on, AJ?
Hello, how are
we
you?
know I'm good. We know that Fury and Wilder is scheduled to take place at the end of the year in a big fight. In recent interviews, I've heard you state that you must fight Wilder, win or lose the Povetkin fight. Why the change of heart when you had the opportunity to face Wilder in 2018? And also I heard that you stated that you are overlooking Alexander Povetkin in this fight, looking past him to Deontay Wilder. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah. With Wilder's situation, when I sit back and think about it, I realize there was a lot of talking. And he's done well to build a profile off of the back of my hard work. So I give him credit for that. But ultimately, when we're all in the same division, we all have to fight. There's no doubt about it. People were saying Canelo was ducking Triple G. They're about to have a second rematch, a double fight. People don't duck each other. They fight at the right time when the deal's right. It's the same principle with me and Wilder. We'll get it on as soon as the deal's right. That's the only hold up with that situation. Unfortunately, time doesn't wait for no man, and time didn't wait for us to kind of get our negotiations together. So we have to keep it moving. But with Povetkin, what I said is that after I fought Carlos Takam, Wilder called me out and said, I've been ducking him, I've been dodging him. But I'd never heard a word from Wilder before then. So with that situation, I always entered my next fight as if I was going to fight Wilder next. So remember, I've been negotiating with Wilder's team from after I fought Carlos Takam, so we'd be impatient. Then I found out I was fighting another champion. So I thought, all right, if I win this fight, I've definitely secured the fight with Wilder. So I boxed carefully. So what I was saying is that my mind's always been on what's next. All right, I've got to win this fight to fight Wilder. I've got to win that fight to fight Wilder. But now it's like, I'm going to fight Wilder regardless. So I just got to focus on Povetkin, go in there and have fun. Don't be cautious because it's ruining my style, my aggressive style. And just go out there and just take out Povetkin like I would do any other opponent.
The next question comes from Michael Gross of The Boxing Voice. Please go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, AJ?
All good, thank you.
Bro?
You?
I'm doing pretty good. How's training going?
It's difficult. Sparring's been tough, but yeah, it should put me in good stead for a good, potentially 12-round fight in a week.
Speaking of sparring, I see you were sparring with Martin Coley and Ajit Tabeb. Can you speak on why you picked those guys?
Sometimes we find it difficult to get sparring sometimes, and sometimes there's sparring all over the place. Some people that I spar with, they like to train before, so sometimes people aren't having fights, so we just get in anyone. And what I've learned is that it is good to have similar styles of my opponents. But at the end of the day, anyone who's throwing punches at me is doing me a favor. So Coley's very strong, and he knows the game. European champion, he knows the game, short, stocky fighter like Povetkin. And then we've had various other sparring partners come in. So, yeah, that's the thing. The main thing with sparring is someone throwing shots at you, learning how to defend, counter, whether they're tall or small. You just learn all the time. So we're willing to spar, and we're open to spar anyone.
Gotcha. A couple months ago, I heard you on the Stephen A. Smith show, on his radio show, and you stated that you would like to fight at the Dallas Cowboys AT&T Stadium. Can you say why you picked that stadium out of all the ones in America?
I like Vegas, of course. I like New York as well. But sometimes, if everyone's going in one direction, it's good to try something new. So that's the only reason, is because it holds a lot of people, like 100,000, 80,000 or something like that. And I think with what we've built in the UK, people are patriotic. They get behind their athletes. So they would love to travel across seas to come and watch one of their homegrown athletes fighting one of the major stadiums in the States. So the issue that I found with the other stadiums, 20,000 or so, it's not a big issue, but I would like to cater for the people that have been riding with me. So I know that stadium has 100,000, so that just makes more sense to me.
Absolutely. Now, your promoter, Eddie Hearn, just made a big signing last week, Alexander Povetkin, and he's talking about moving up to heavyweight. Do you see him being a big-time contender at the heavyweight division?
If he moves up correctly, yeah. what you got to remember, I think the heavyweights of today's generation are a different kettle of fish. We're different to like the Muhammad Ali's and Marciano's. It used to be guys like me and Wilder, Fury. We used to be clumsy, but now our coordination's good. We can punch. We're strong. So Usyk needs to move up at the right stages and just figure out what it's like being with 17, 18 stone guys that can punch very hard, because it's not just based on skill, this heavyweight division. It's based on your will as well, how much you can take. So if he moves up correctly, I know he's had a lot of amateur experience. He's done well as a cruiserweight. But if he moves up to the heavyweight division, it will also test his will along with his skill. So it'll be really interesting to see how he develops. And he's more than welcome, because he's a good asset to the sport.